Let's unbox. I never had luck doing that. Let's rip it open. Let's go through a whole box, see if we can find. This is the one that when I picked it up, I saw the bicentennial. So that doesn't mean anything, just my own, I know I can go through the box. Doesn't really mean anything. Seven. Let's get a bunch of rolls out to start with. So let's go through. Ooh, a lot going on in the neighborhood today and this week. Got some trees planted. Got a cherry tree, apple, and a peach tree. Got 2 of them planted today. Looking over, and I still see my dandelion mead bubbling. We got a lot going on. Hopefully we can find some silver. Have that going on too. But staying busy. Which I think is my goal at this point. Stay busy, keep everything moving. With the dandelions, I cut the grass, and then the next day came the wishes, the weed of the dandelion part, not the flower. I guess it's all technically a weed, but so it looked like my front yard looked like a valley of snakes. That's what we referred to it as. Not we didn't invite them. We invited the yellow flowers, but now I gotta mow them, and of course, water. Of course, as soon as they popped up, it stormed. So I had to wait a couple days, and home ownership gives you something to do every day. And I got a lot of the questions about how I get the coins. Really, I found a bank that will order them for me. So, you know, I open up an account. That was their stipulation. I had to open up an account. And I have my eBay store direct depositing there. So they're a little bit happier with me because I did that. Also allows it to be separate. So I was not fighting them at all. And I go in there, or I could call them and let them know, hey, I'm ready for an order. Let them know what I want, and they'll order it for me. They don't charge me. I know some banks do. That's why I say talk to them. Talk to the people at the counter. See what they're willing to do for you. 81. Because you never know. Before I found this bank, I walked into a different one, and they had a bunch of customer rolled $50 that they allowed me to pick up. It was a different bank, so I did. But they either did not know what I was talking about or did not want any part of ordering boxes for me. So I tried a different bank, and the one I'm using was totally cool with it. So, you know, you talk to people, let them know what you're trying to do, see if they're willing to help. You know, at this point, they know me, all of them in it, because it's a small branch. So they know even if they told me it was going to be and it's not a problem. Still going to chew the fat with them a little bit since I'm there, ask them how their day is, and then I'll see them later on. You know, luckily it's the closest bank to me, I think, was the one that was actually willing to work with me and order the coins. So I definitely lucked out on that, and you know, I'm not gonna sit there and be mean because an order's not in. You know, shit happens. Sometimes not even their fault. I drove the armor truck for a little bit. I know there's some people that it's close to their closing time. Let's skip them. We can make this one and then let's go home. You know, that's just how some people operate. And with the banks closing at 5, I mean, if you don't make it by 5, there's a chance the door's going to be locked by the time you get there. Will they open it? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. That's more work they got to do that night, if they do. So I don't know. I can't fault them. And of course, if it was to give them a hard time and they stop ordering it, I'll be back at square one trying to find a bank to order it. So why mess up a good thing when you got it? And then I make the YouTube videos just for the hell of it. For fun. Nothing not profitable on YouTube or monetized, whatever word you want to use. But I do it for fun. A little bit of therapy, a little bit of way. I work a lot, so this gives me a little job that I like to do. I don't ever anticipate this actually being super huge. But then again, people like watching people scratch off lottery tickets. So it's something. Ooh, we got jukebox scoring coming up. I wonder what restaurant or club used orange. So they sprayed half of the coin or painted half the coin so they knew which one was theirs and which ones, you know, they would make money on. Something like that. The return. But hey. I can't believe we're already this far into the year. Let's look at the tally sheet. I mean, we're still doing good. About to add a tally to the box. Of course, I did go into the one bank and they told me they had a bunch of halves for me, so I did not count them on the sheet. But that's why it never hurts to ask. It never hurts to ask. I kind of want to do it while I'm on vacation, you know. But That'd be a trip I'd have to explain to the wife why I'm going. And she probably won't be too fond. But I don't know. Never tried it. I don't know that a location change would change anything. But it could not. So we're drawing close to, we got 24 more, no wait, 14 more rolls for halfway. 24 G's. But I think right now I got about let's see, I'm thinking about my mead now. Has this steep or ferment, I should say, not steep. Kind of the same thing. It said 30 days. I think I still got a little bit of time on that. Got, I think, like 20 days left. 14. So I am super excited to try it. Maybe I'll do I'll roll over at the end. Show you guys if you stick around, or skip to the end. I mean, whatever you want to do. But it's kind of cool. The dandelions are at the top of it, and honey kind of settled. But oops. Watch what I'm doing. Let me get rid of these. I can't wait to taste it. I've heard good things. It could be completely nasty. We'll find out. And I'll tell you all about it. How I waste it. But to experiment, it only took half day of labor, and about, I think at the end of the day it was like $100 for everything. The jugs, because you had to have the S. I can't think about what it's called now. But the bubble on the top. Struggling with words. Had to have that airlock. There we go. Had to have an airlock. I didn't have anything with an airlock. So got that. Ooh. Thinking I'm gonna pull proof out of here, but look how thick that is. But P. And if that is a proof, not really a good condition proof. So I'm okay letting it go. So I had to get the airlock, had to get the actual yeast and some other tools to kind of measure. That was just for to see if it is not fermenting anymore. because reading a lot of people, how they end up with explosions of the bottles is because the wine is still fermenting and they bottle it. And they have airtight cap on it. And that is not friendly. So after these 10, it'll be halfway through the box. So I'm trying to learn from other people as I do, and do learn on the fly too. Just so we can make sure we don't have an explosion. But I was on the way to a job, and I want to thank whoever left out their little jumper. So I'm pulling a horse trailer and a pickup truck, and there's on the way to the party, there's a jumper on the side of the road. So I pulled over and grabbed it up. So thank you to whoever was getting rid of it. And I was looking for a jumper for the babe. This one's actually pretty cool. It has 3 different level adjustments. And even at the shortest one, she's barely touching, so she can grow into it quite well. And it's kind of awesome because we're looking at one, we're thinking about it, talking about it, not really. I don't know when we would have pulled the trigger, but I tried to call my wife. She didn't answer. Called her twice. She didn't answer, so I grabbed it. I often think about the Tiger King. Call twice and not a what do you want? If you know, you know. So I picked it up. And it's a success. Babe loves it. But I will say, as far as parenting, I said, you know, she won't sleep in the bed. You know, we'll be good. Keep her out of the bed. And we did really well in the first 6 months. Then we lowered we took the bassinet out and put a pack and play in the room and lowered it because she was getting to the point she was starting to be able to pull up, start reaching and pulling. So just out of safety. But every night around 11 o'clock, she startles herself awake and then just screams uncontrollably until we calm her down and then put her in the bed, and then she's out like a light for the rest of the night. Don't know what it is, but I guess she startles herself awake, doesn't see us, and freaks out. Some separation anxiety or just being a baby. So we have lost the fight. We were judgmental before, and we totally understand now that sleep is more important. And it was funny because last night I was about to put it back. In her pack and play after it took like 30 minutes to calm her down. Luckily it was a Saturday, so I didn't have to wake up early for work. That much earlier. So I was about to put her back, and then I walk into the room and my wife just throws the covers open, so there's a room to set her. It's like, oh, well, okay, guess that's not gonna happen. But instead of her cuddling the wife, she She is like, I had a dog that no matter where I moved, she was right beside me. That was my baby last night. Like a sponge. And it was funny because I was rolled facing the other way, and I was about to roll back over onto my back, and she's right up against my back. So, you know, I can't really move. I have to move her, then move. And I'm already well aware of this. But my wife sees me start to move, and she has a little asleep panic attack saying, she's right there. And I'm kind of chuckling. I'm like, I'm well aware where she is. She is attached to me. She was attached to you for the first 9 months. Now she's locked onto me. So I'm kind of eating it up, but at the same time, I'm like, if you start just waking me up by pulling the hair and beard, and if she starts kicking me, though, I don't know. My brother got kicked out of his bed by his toddler, so I don't know if I want to go down that route. The struggle is real. Like, and after a while, you want to sleep, and giving that up allows you to sleep. So we'll see how we go, but we have failed that part. Maybe we can be diligent and not have her stay in our bed for entirely too long. We'll see. Oh, drop that, still need it. All the paper. No hits yet. But I realized I was out of dollars for my little shorts where I go through the dollars looking for the star notes. So I need to get some more. So, ooh, 14. So I can turn these in and get some dollars and turn the rest in, and I might have enough to ask for 2 more boxes, or I might wait till the next turn in. Because I still got some quarters to go through, and so I think that's what I'm going to end up doing, is going through some quarters for the 5 rolls, leave the half a box, turn everything in, and get some pennies. I think these are actually becoming pretty popular nowadays, the real off-colored ones. And see what we can make of it. I'm thinking a D is looking like an S. We're gonna need some help. But we're almost halfway through, so. I put together a, I'm here. I don't know why, but spreadsheets are becoming more and more popular with me. I put together a whole spreadsheet on how we can, or how much we should end up saving for a lot of different events. You know, like a roof, HVAC furnace, a bunch of different things, a car, things like that. And of course, they're not immediate needs. Everything's working right now, but it doesn't mean it's gonna always be. So you know, trying to plan ahead. And so I made a spreadsheet, showed it to the wife. She didn't immediately hate it. Did kind of ask why, which is normal, I would think. Like, why put that much time into a spreadsheet? Which really it wasn't hard to make. It's like 7 line items. With the big stuff that I want to have in an account waiting for when something happens. Because like the roof, you can kind of predict when you need to replace it, right? Ours is an older roof. I know it's going to be need to be replaced. So when we get to that year, you know, 4 or 5 years down the line, you know, I already had the money sitting there. And it's just, do we like this contractor? Do we not? And move on. Because I don't want to be in a spot where the roof's leaking and now everything's in jeopardy and we can't afford anything. So being strategic. And you know, the car would be, also we don't put a lot of miles on our cars. My work is like 10 miles a day on the car. I do more running around for the coins than I do for my work, when I go get coins, or when we go to the grocery store. So we're not putting a lot of miles in the car, so they could really last us. She just doesn't like my car. Which is fine. I got it because I needed the gas mileage at the time. Now I'm joking about getting a damn moped to go to work. Only in the summers. It's something. See, I don't want to hook up any electric charging ports or anything. But I know, you know, short distances on cars do not tend to be nice to them. tends to wear them out. So I want to make sure the next one I get, I'm thinking about getting not a Prius, but like a Prius, where it's strictly on battery. But the problem with that is if I never go over 35, it never recharges the battery. Will I be stranded? You know, these are the questions I have. And that's why I have a full gas car. Ooh, 02, that's another one. 07. All right, we have some NIFCs. I don't know too much about like the trajectory of where cars are going to go. If we're going to keep pushing for electric, or if we're going to actually go back to coal. And I guess it depends on who is in office, is where the push is being made. Which is also kind of different, because I don't want to play politics when I go to buy a car and try to predict who the next 4 presidents are. I don't think anybody had a correct bingo card. The last, at least a couple elections. But, so yeah, I am curious. I mean, I like my car. It gets me from point A to point B, and it's pretty reliable. So, gotta do emissions on it, though. I don't like doing that. I had to buy a code reader because it had the check engine light on for something dumb that doesn't need to be replaced, like an O2 sensor, which is an emissions-based thing, so it would fail automatically. But so I got a code reader. I reset it. I've been driving around and it hasn't come back on yet. So I'm always curious. It's like because it's a computer, so if it's like a bad read, it switches the check engine light on. If it doesn't, usually I have a hard time with my car seeing it go back off. But if it was truly a problem, it should spark back on rather quickly. But it hasn't yet. It's been about a week, so I'm going to take it, go get it tested, and see how long I have till it comes back on. That's another line item I gotta add to the graph, is for the tags. It's pretty expensive. And we pay the phone bill once a year because she has Mint Mobile. She's just recording down when that comes around. Of course, we can always go to the app, but that's just annoying. I'd rather just have everything in one spot where I have to remember it. Because there's a couple reoccurring big bills, like Amazon Prime will pull. I think it pulls every September, and then our oil thing, we pay a yearly due, and they comes with a free cleaning, and then whenever we call and ask for oil, they'll bring it out pretty quickly. It's usually only like $200. But just know when they come up, since it's a yearly thing, planning ahead for it. Doesn't matter the scratch. Ooh. I am excited for next Saturday, a day off finally. I would say I'll sleep in, but that's no longer an option. There's no sleep. But life choices I've made. No regrets. When you wake up and she's just sitting there already awake, fully awake, smiling, trying to get you up. As a 7-month-old, it is hilarious to me. She's like, I'm up, you should be up. And I want food. That's the main thing, I think. Food. All right. Coming down to the end, what we got? Last 15. Clean up, get a drink. I had the funniest positive feedback, but like it shouldn't have been. Like they checked positive, but then like eBay also emailed me. It was a whole thing. Guy bought one of the magic coins I had, but I had listed it under as a magic trick, and it was free shipping. You know, because 69 cents cost of a stamp, whatever. But I always do it through eBay, and because of the category I had it under, it wouldn't let me. So I emailed the guy, let him know after I called eBay, and that's what they recommended me to do. I was like, well, you could just mail it through USPS. I said, but there's no tracking. And then so I don't know if it's delivered, and then he can come back, and then I won't be back. And eBay was like, yep. I was like, no, that's not what you should be telling me. So I ended up canceling the order. I emailed him, let him know, like, hey, because of this weird glitch in the system, I can't ship it out the way I usually do. So I had to relist it and change the code. I gave him the link. I increased the price just to make sure, he would be able to offer and get it, and wouldn't have to wait. And a few days go by, he doesn't do anything. And then I get the review, and it was positive. Hey, really, interesting. Really did not like this comment. And he copy and pasted my thing. But it was a positive review. I'm like, it made me chuckle. But I told him, you know, offer the same thing and I'll accept it. So he offers me 99 cents. I'm like, that's not. So I submit him an offer back for what he had originally paid for it. He sent me back another offer of like $1. He's like, doing this cat and mouse game. And I just keep sending him back $10.99, thinking he'll get the hint. Okay, this is what it is. And he ends up running out of you only get so many times you can go back and forth with offers. He runs out of offers, bids on the higher price, and pays for it. And then, so I ship it out, no problems. About a week later, it's delivered. I get a message from eBay. Hey, avoid all contact with this person, blah, 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 for some reason, I don't know. If they bought anything, don't ship it. And if you did ship it, try to get a hold of the people and recall it. Like, I'm thinking they're gonna, you know, reinstate or give the guy back his money or something. So I call him up. I'm like, hey, I already shipped it. It says it's delivered. There's nothing I can do. They're like, oh yeah, don't worry about it. I was like, okay. Like, you're not gonna try to refund them or anything because it says it's delivered. So, but it was very, very strange. First time I had that happen. But I will say, for as big of a platform as they are, eBay does have good customer service to their sellers. You know, anytime I needed to ask them a question or anything, I could go in. You could have them call you, and then, you know, they got the option to where you enter your phone number, and then they'll call you back, so you're not sitting there on hold. And then once they call you back, you're right there with the person. They go over everything with you, but yeah, very nice. I mean, they're like the first to do it, and they haven't jacked it up yet too much. So, I mean, other things like Postmark and stuff are coming online, trying to be their competitors, but I don't know that too many people actually can compete with how big they are. I'm not sure. Certain things like Carvana, I guess, would be competing on them with their eBay motors, but it's very interesting niche because it's all secondhand. But either way, I am impressed with customer service to that level. Yeah, we got what, 8 rolls left? We're gonna power through 45 minutes on the clock. We're making pretty good time though. I remember when I first did it, it was like an hour and a half. But the more you do it, the quicker you get. You know what you're looking for, I guess. Let's see. I need another one of these. What's on the back? 1 penny. I like that. I haven't seen that one yet. That's cool. Boom. Coin just like that. That's what I was just talking the story about. Those are always cool to find. I have one listed now, this one. It's the double heads. So it's actually kind of cool. I have another one to list right when that one goes. Or I can list it while it's up. I mean, can easily tell the difference. So that's another reason I go through. I mean, they do have rotation errors, but I think it's far more likely it's going to be trick coin. Which I'm okay with, because like I said, whenever I've sold one, I've sold 3 or 4 now, usually sell for around 10 bucks. And the one that is a solid coin, I kept the double heads. Or at least I couldn't crack it open. But I like having that little thing handy. I get to crack it open while I'm in the middle of talking about it. It's kind of risky though. I mean, could cause a coin avalanche. It hasn't yet. Alright, to make this box complete a 90, we got 4 coins left. Or 4 rolls left, not coins. Jeez. I'm going into the last stretch of the month straight of working every day, so brings a little fried. And that's not, I'm not considering this. This is on top of work. But this is a fun time, so. Ooh. Yeah, what's a... By the end of it, though, I made good money, so I can't complain. Like I said, we're building up the nest egg, so it requires some sacrifice. That's what we're doing. Basic needs are met. Like I said, the little bouncer I got today, it was free. I'm considering that a tip for the job I did. I mean, they go for like $100+ so At least the one I looked up, the same, similar one. Not the exact same, but 09. It was like 140. Of course, the mother-in-law was like, what if somebody was going out there for like a buy nothing? Well, we thank you. But it was on the side of the road. Looked like two other things, so I don't think it was that type of scenario. But if it was, oops. Should have had a sign. Ew. Ooh. All right, we're down to the last roll. Last roll. Was there silver in the box? Doesn't look like it. That's okay. We got a box we could go through. That is what counts. We found a magic coin. So we still definitely made money on the box. Like I said, they usually go for 10 bucks. That's 50 cents into 10. 20 times face value. I'll take it. And I'm just looking to double or triple one of them, so I'll take 20. But there we go. Full box up. Not too much to show for it. A couple NIFCs. And the cooler piece, the trick coin. Now, of course, you got Mark the box. That was a box. At least we could go through and hunt it. Ooh, 1966 on the back. Ooh, and it's sideways. So, pretty cool details. Catch you guys in the next one.